Yes, yes,
Okay.
we can start now.
Okay, sir. So, good afternoon, respected sir, and my all dear friends. Today, our all presentation based in romantic era, and today my presentation topic is a marriage view of Jane Austen in Pride and Prejudice. So, key objectives are marriage and women, then factors function in marriage. Third one is woman's choice of marriage, Jane Austen's view on marriage, and last one is Jane Austen, a feminist. So our first point is marriage and women. So here Jane Austen in Pride and Prejudice mentioned five types of marriages, and first one is the Mrs. and Mr. Bennet. So Mrs. and Mr. Bennet marriage is like a regret, marriage of regret. If we see Mrs. Bennet character, so she was like nobody to communicate, complain of poor nurses, and then Mr. Bennet is laughs with his mistake when he was corrupting Mrs. Bennet. Her beauty blinded him to her silliness. Uses his further branded with wife as a source of amusement. Takes a refuge in the library. Neglects family affairs, and then even Elizabethan is his favorite person, daughter. So admits that his lack of respect for his marriage partner is a serious fault in a husband. So we it like intellectually unmatched couple. And then second one is a Charlotte and Mr. Collins. So Charlotte and Mr. Collins marriage is like financially for us financially security and mutual benefits rather than of happiness. Charlotte is like a plain girl, eldest of a larger family of modest means, so can only hope for a marriage that will bring her financial security. And Collins is like a way to please Lady Catherine so that he can raise his social status. So they both are do marriage for not happiness but only for financial security, mutual benefits, and like social status. Then third one is Jan and Bingley. So a marriage based on mutual affection and similar temperaments. Then fourth one is Lydia and Wickham. So if we see Lydia, she was a necessity to restore stability in society's eyes, and Wickham is like a way to moderate wealth. Both soon lose all pretense of affection and deteriorate into the shallow relationship accepted of two such irresponsible character. So their marriage are of a mutual advantage, if we say that. And our fifth type of marriage is Elizabethan and Darky. So a marriage based on mutual love and understanding. Pride and Prejudice having survived Jane Austen's, they are main protagonists of our this Pride and Prejudice. So our last point, our second point is that factors that function in marriage. So money, class, reputation, virtues are most important factors in marriage, not only for Pride and Prejudice and Romantic era, but in 21st century they are most important in most important function in marriage, that money, love, reputation, virtue. And in India, not class but it's a caste. So if we see that woman's choice of marriage, so marriage is a matter of a financial security rather than of love, especially for women of little property. The only way to prevent themselves from suffering from poverty and disgrace. Some girls, some women are based for poverty, and background is poverty. So she choose like better security, financial security, so rather than of love. So in Pride and Prejudice we see that Charlotte's choice and Colin's proposal speech to Elizabeth. Second one is social rule, so passive waiting, a story of waiting. Women could not chase their Mr. Right as men court them. All they could do was to wait, because showing affection to men without being courted was counted shameful and unladylike. So Jane, Caroline, and even the bold Elizabethan, they are suffer from this. Lydia cannot wait, but she almost ruins the family by running away with Wickham, and her marriage is not successful. Not is by means to happy one. The third point is that Austen's view on marriage. We see that five types of marriage. So here we see that what is the view on marriage of Jane Austen. So it may be it is a wrong to marry for property and social status, but it is not wise marry without considering property. Last question is that Jane Austen a feminist? If we see historical background, so in 1797 the right of women to vote was still more than 100 years away, but there were stirring of protest. In 1792, Mary Wollstonecraft published the first great feminist document, A Vindication of the Right of Women. So Jane Austen, she is a conservative person like her father, and critical of the gender injustice present in her society. She sympathized with women's fate in Victorian romantic era. She was a woman's fate by sympathites considered their interior status in society to be unjust. Example, the entitlement unfair leaves the Bennett girls in a poor financial situation, which both requires them to marry well and makes it more difficult to do so. And if we a portrait of Elizabethan. So women were at least as intelligent and capable as a man. Yeah, we see that Elizabethan are very beautiful, intelligent, bold, capable. So in a last, having some feminist idea was, but not feminist in the strict sense in Jane Austen. Um, these are my reference, and thank you.
Yeah, show your references here.
Okay, sir.
Okay, see, couple of changes that you need to make in this. Is like it has to be mentioned alphabetically by the name of the writer.
Okay, sir.
So if Joel Westheimer is the writer, then W, Westheimer, comma Joel. First
Okay.
one, yeah, that way. So it will go with W. Then second one is Joseph Jurek. So Jurek, comma Joseph.
Okay.
Yeah, and last one is the original. Okay, novel. You have referred Britannica, but Britannica, who is the writer of that entry in encyclopedia, that you have to check in that.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Questions. You can stop now sharing the screen.
Yes, sir.
And yes, any questions to this? Yeah.
Yes, Riddhi. What is the view of Elizabethan on the marriage?
Okay.
Hello?
Yeah.